it's really my pleasure to have this chance to participate in this year's speech contest. I've joined Taoyuan's English club starting from 3 months ago. And I really like the environment that this club has provided, because people can enjoy chatting and talking in a very easy and comfortable atmosphere. So for this, I'd like to take the opportunity to say thank you to the founder of the club. I think it's happy, right? Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, quite nervous. Today, the topic I chose is, does the faith exist? So this topic could be very religious, could be very philosophical, could be very scientific. And however, today, I'm not going to touch anything about that. I just want to share what I have gone through for the past 30 years, thinking about faith. Okay, I started with my story. My story, I still remember back 30 years ago, when I was still a senior student in college. At that time, one day my sister came to me saying that there's a very famous fortune teller in Taipei, and who is very famous and also very accurate. So I'm also curious about all the very mysterious things. So I simply gave him a call and make a reservation. So when the day come, and I went to his office and knocked on the door, and the first question he asked me is, "What's your birthday?" And then I said, well, for birthday, I'm quite certain as which day. However, the hour, I'm not quite sure about hour. I only know the date. He said, well, it's okay, because we can check for you. So the first time I was quite surprised. How come a stranger who I never met before, he can tell me something, what happened a long time ago, 20 years ago. He can trace back the time and check my birthday and birth hour. So that's the first question I raised in my head. And then later on he said to me that, well, if you were born at this hour, then you will have a personality like this. If you were born at another hour, you will have a personality like that. And that's the second time I feel very surprised. Because how come one of the personality perfectly match my personality? I said, well, of course, I choose the first one. And then later on, he started telling my fortune for the rest of my life until 65 years old. And then that was the third time I was surprised that what he described to me is actually not exactly the same I dreamed about. However, it's based on directionally, it's very close to what I wished for. And I was, again, very surprised. And before I left, you expect a couple months from now, there will be a major things happen to you. So I've been waiting, and after a couple months later, bam, it really happened. That major thing really happened. About the same time, about the same reason. So starting then, I feel quite terrified, and also feel quite lacked by the fate. How come based on the eight digits birthday, right, an hour, only 8 digits, how can he predict my future? So I feel quite lacked and terrified. And so that started my journey of searching what is faith is really about. So I actually talk about to people, and then study myself, and after around like 10 years, I feel more comfortable about it. Because I think I found the answer to it, and I think I found a solution to it. So that's why today I choose this topic. I like to share what I have been going through the past 30 years. First of all, let's define what is faith. So in our whole life, whatever happened to us, like the birth, like our family, like the education, like the growth path, like our marriage or the other half, even career and health. All these things combined together become our life. And then, if those things are predetermined, which means we have fate, right? And then, I'm not sure if you have ever watched a movie called Butterfly Effect. So that movie is actually based on a theory called chaos theory, 混沌理论. So one of very famous professor at MIT at the time, long time ago, whose name is Edward Lorenz, he says, the details of a tornado, the exact time of formation, the exact path taken, is influenced by minor perturbations such as the flapping of the wings of a distant butterfly several weeks earlier. So in a simple term, for example, there's a tornado happening in the United States. It could be because one of the butterfly in South Africa, that butterfly actually just flapped its wing, a small wing, and a few weeks later or a few months later, and that creates a tornado in USA. That's what the theory about. However, it's hard to believe, right? So let's start with something simpler. How about flip a coin? Do you think flip a coin is a probability or it's a fate? I think most of the people would say probability, because a tail or a head, right? So what if, for example, when we are choosing to go to a restaurant, which restaurant we are going, we flip a coin. Or sometimes there are two destinations for vacation. It's very difficult to make a decision, we flip a coin. And flip a coin, choose a destination for vacation. It could end up with different results. For example, when you go to this destination, you could meet with your Mr. Right or your Miss Right for the rest of your life. Or you could take on a train of Taoyuan and end up with heaven. So that's simply a result of flipping a coin. Okay, so at this point, let me ask you the same question again. Is that a probability or fate? Okay, my interpretation, my observation, and logical reasoning for the whole thing is probably different. It is, most of people say it's probability because there's some unknown factors or uncontrollable factors. For example, what decides its tail or the head? The balloon drops. And the 4 point, first one is the point, our thumb, flip the coin at. And second one is the force we use. And third one is the airflow blowing through in this room. Or the last one is the position or the height. We catch the coin. That will vary the results. And so, because of these 4 factors, we do not have any control in the beginning. That's why we do not know the results when we flip the coin. What if? Let's look at it backwards. Backwards means it happened. When I flip the coin, it turned out it's the tail. 那个背面 is tail. Why is tail? It's not head. Because the point, again, our thumb flipped the coin at. I use the past tense because that already happened. So the point has been chosen. Second one, the force we used. And third one is the air flow blew through this room. And last one is the position or height I caught the coin. These 4 points actually decide it's tail, it's not head. So what if the whole thing, we said, if we can practice, I can control all these 4 things very well. I can pick the point, I can pick the force, I can control the airflow, I can control the position or height. Will that still be a probability? I think that will be a definite result because So it's no longer a probability. It will be a definite result. That is called cause and effect. What is the cause? Cause is the point, the force, the airflow, the position, the height. Those four causes determine the tail, which is the effect. So that is the definite relation. So it's not, once it happens, it's not no longer is a probability. It's a definite result. Okay. Do you believe in cause and effect? For those of you who are sitting in this room today, why you're coming here? Because you want to learn English, right? Just like I do. So you think through more listening, more speaking, more practicing, you can improve your English. That's what. So you believe, if I have the cause of more listening, more speaking, more practicing, I will have an effect, which is improve my English. That's the basic belief you have in your mind. Otherwise, you won't be here. So, but you might ask, how come I study so hard? I still not as good as he is or she is. And I remember I have a friend, a high school friend. His name is Dennis. He had a rich dad. He was raised in a very good family. So some of friends of his father are foreigner. They speak English with Dennis when he was a kid. And also he went to a private school, which is better than my school. And so he also studied very hard for English. So when we went to the high school together, his English level was already better than I am. Okay? So even though we are very good friends, we studied together, same hard, similarly hard enough, both of us. However, his English is always better than I am. Why? Because there's something happened in the past you have no longer control over. I didn't have a rich dad. I didn't go to a good school. I didn't study hard like he did before. That has been happening in the past. So that's something I cannot do anything about it at this moment. So when we went to the high school, our starting point is different. Even though we are learning similarly hard for English, but still results different. So, but however, one thing is pretty sure is because I studied hard, my English will be better than myself if I didn't. So don't compare with others. Compare with yourself. Whatever you're doing now will have the future effect. So I like to revise the theory of cause and effect to so-called cause, condition, and effect. Why I enter a condition? So for these three terms, three words, first one, cause, is what happened in the past. It could be unknown, it could be known, but definitely not controllable as of now, because it's been past, right? So what is effect? Effect is what will be happening in the future. It could be, well, definitely unknown, and not directly controllable, because in the future, you cannot touch the future. The only thing you can do is condition. That's what you're doing right now. That's the only thing you can do. So that's why I put it. Because everything you've done in the past will gradually and continuously influence your future. That means you have to be responsible for what you did before. So that's fair. Otherwise, if you don't have to be responsible for the thing you did before, it's not fair. So continuity and fairness is the results of cause, condition, and effect. If okay, so if everything follows the rule of cause, condition, and effect, We just mentioned flip a coin. We just mentioned the chaos theory. We just mentioned study English. All those three things follow the rule of cause, condition, effect. How about our life, our fate? Suppose there's a young man who got a car accident, and suddenly he lost all his memory. And someday when he wake up in the hospital, he didn't remember anything. He doesn't remember anything, but he still has his body. He still has his name. He still has his family, his friends, his career, his saving, his insurance, everything. And one question raised in his head is, it seems I have a fate because everything has already been established for me. Because he didn't remember anything before the accident. So how come I was born in this body? How come I have this family? For him, it's a fate. It has already been established. However, for other people around him, it's not fate. It's simply just continuity. Because whatever happened before the accident still carried over to after the accident. So it's simply fate, simply just continuity. Nothing more, nothing complicated. My own interpretation for the life, for our fate, is our life, our fate, it's like a huge iron ball rolling downhill. The iron ball is so huge, so when it's rolling downhill, it's rolling faster and faster. You cannot change the direction. You cannot change its course because it's too heavy. So only thing you can do is run away. However, look at here. Say here is the mountain. When it's rolling down, if at the side of the ball, you keep pushing using your fingers, even though it's a little force. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Even though the iron ball is very big, it's running very fast. It has a big momentum. That ball won't change direction in 10 kilometers. It won't change direction in 100 kilometers. But it probably will change the direction after 1,000 kilometers. And it will change even bigger after 10,000 kilometers. Just like our life. Our life, we probably have a fate, which from the previous continuity. However, if we keep changing something in your life will be changing, even though it's a very huge iron ball rolling downhill. So you can see here, original course is here. However, you keep pushing, it will change its course to here. And here is the past, you cannot change anything. And here is the future, you cannot foresee anything. That's the only moment you can do things, just push, use your little finger, keep pushing. I remember back 3 weeks ago, I was a host for our weekly gathering. I chose the same topic. And I was asked a question by, I still remember Jeff, asked me the question, what's the difference between fate and destiny? So I look up the dictionary, I look up through the internet. Here comes the result, fate. It's based on the notation that there is a natural order in the universe which cannot be changed no matter how hard we try. So fate not only predetermined, you cannot change it. However, destiny also refers to the idea of predetermined events. Destiny is something we can actively shape in order. Unlike fate, there is an element of choice in destiny. Qualities such as courage, compassion, willpower, and patience can all help to change your destiny. So I will revise my graph. Fate is you do not do anything and keep rolling. Destiny will be something you can change. Even though you're still responsible for whatever you've done before, you can still change your life gradually and continuously. So last one. So from now on, let's create our own destiny through living at the present moment and take action now. That's why I like to use in Chinese. 因为连续性，
所有东西都会对未来产生影响，所以才会反走过必留下痕迹。因为现在做的对以后会产生影响。功为什么不唐捐？所有你做过的好事，未来 gradually and continuously will influence your future. Similar to 我，好事坏事对未来都会留下影响，因为只有这样才公平。That is my talk today. Thank you.